Hello, good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time you're watching this. I hope you're having a good time. It's me, it's Conor. I'm back doing the carpool. Um, you all know what I'm here to talk about tonight. Like, you know exactly what I'm coming on here to do. You've been watching me for long enough, and you know exactly where I'm going to be going with all the things I've got to say tonight. I was going to actually go live with a couple of the guys tonight to do like a wee impromptu live version of the carpool, but yeah, fair to say, like it was just me that was available tonight. So it's just you and your old pal Connor tonight. So just do what you usually do. Please don't forget you can like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification down below. You can get notified whenever we do go live or whenever new videos like the carpool do get uploaded and are recorded and put onto the YouTube channel. Also, remember you can follow us on Spotify and Apple Music and wherever else you get your podcasts and stuff like that. Don't forget to do that. You can become a Bhoycie Bus member for the low fee of £1.99 a month, guys. Totally optional fee. Just remember, it's just a wee option that's there if you want to, lend a hand to the bus, help the wheels keep spinning round, keep us going. We're also happy to say that we're sponsored up in the corner there by piesports.com. You can go and visit the website and you can use the code BUS1888 to get 12.5% off your order there. Also, look down below, like, share, subscribe, follow the Twitter page, follow the Instagram, guys, if you want as well. And also, there's the discount code along there as well. So you can use that on the website or piesports.com. Now, let's get into it. That was good, wasn't it? That was a lot of fun. We played Rangers at a derby at Celtic Park and we pasted them 3-0. I would say pasted, but the thing is, see about that game, guys, this is the overarching feeling I got from it is like Celtic never really got out of second gear. Celtic never really had to try that hard to beat Rangers. And it's almost a sad indictment now of kind of where the derby's at. But it doesn't matter. I still love pumping them anyway. I fucking love it. I love it. I love it, dudes. I was so much. I had such a good time just sitting, watching it at the house, laughing my ass off at how absolutely hilarious it was. And obviously, we'll talk about the ensuing meltdown later on as well. But just the result, I think, from, I think every player on the pitch was stood up and counted for. I'll obviously go in depth later on about individual performances. But I just thought our game plan, the way we played, the way we went about our business, totally professional, totally cool, calm, collected. We were never bothered. We were never really bothered once. We had a couple of saves to make. Schmeichel had a couple of saves to make at the end, but every other effort by Rangers was absolutely powder puff at best. It was really, really like it felt so weird. Like, and I had that feeling going into it. Like, I was talking to my mum and dad, I was talking to my friends. I was like, this is the least nervous I feel like I'd ever felt going into a Glasgow derby. And obviously, you've got the Saturday Blether from obviously a few days ago, which you can go back and then if you want, if you like doing so, see my reaction beforehand. I wasn't feeling nervous at all. I felt totally fine. I was really, really calm, which is strange for me. I'm usually, up tonight, mate. I'm usually the sweat's pouring at me, I'm hyperventilating, my heart's pounding in my chest. I was fine. I was totally sitting there, chill, totally zen. I was like, this is kind of mad because of how just good it was, how well we played, and we didn't even have to play that well, which is crazy. And I just love the fact that we are now appearing to be almost re-entering. I'll say re-entering. Like, we're never really left, but just the era of sheer and utter dominance in this fixture. And there's one man to thank for that, and it's Brendan Rodgers. You look at his record. I believe he's played what? How? Oh, I don't. You can't remember his record. I think he's played maybe like 18. He's won 16, drawn one, and lost one. I'm maybe getting the figures a wee bit ski with, but it's round about that figure. He's won most of them. He's only ever drawn one and lost one. That's insane. That's insanely, steady, good, good record in one of the biggest derbies in world football. I feel like no other manager in Celtic history has that, record. And you can hear all this rubbish about like, but Rangers aren't great. Rangers are shy. Like, we can only beat what's in front of us. It's the same thing when we're playing the teams week in, week out in the league. We can only beat what's in front of us. We can only beat a Ross County, a St Johnstone, a Motherwell, a Hibs, week in, week out. It's about how we perform, about how we do against it. And let's not forget, this is the same Rangers team, kind of, that ran us really close last season under Flip Clement. They ran us really close last season. They almost got a couple of results. Granted, they never beat us once, but they ran us pretty close in the league, where we weren't at our best. So now to see the progress that we've made from the end of last season, we were seeing, starts like the sparking embers of the form that we were going to take this season, at the tail end of last season. And then obviously we had pre-season. That was, fantastic. And we're thinking, right, it's pre-season. Maybe not get carried away with ourselves. It's continued into the league, and it's continued into the Glasgow Derby, in which we've absolutely just swatted Rangers aside like they were nothing, which is crazy. We haven't conceded a goal in the league yet. That's nuts. And Castor Schmeichel's only really had a couple of saves to make. Could they go invincible again? We might. You never know. But yeah, I'm just so like, there's no greater high than coming off, the win of a Glasgow Derby. You get to go into work, you get to gloat, you get to be an annoying prick to like all your Rangers supporting pals and whatever. And like, you deserve to do it because they rubbed it in our faces, during the 10 in a row thing. Obviously before my time as well, I'd imagine guys who grew up in the 90s, when you were going to your working man, it must have been bloody terrible going in and having the piss ripped right at you all the time. But now we get to do it. And we've been doing it for the past, 20 odd years. It's not getting old. For me, anyway. I hope it's not getting old for you. I love it. It's great. But, but yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to highlight some of the players that I thought were fantastic on the day. And, talk about some other things later on. But first of all, start off with the main man who I thought, if he wasn't took off at the time he was took off, if he even played an extra 10 or 15 so minutes, absolutely deserved to get man of the match ahead of Callum McGregor, and that was Paulo Bernardo. He was amazing. The way that he just took that game by the scruff of the neck, and he was winning so many balls back. He was winning all these second balls. He was tracking back. He was putting in the hard yards. He was so composed in midfield, passing properly. Even seen his dribbling as well. His dribbling was fantastic as well. If it wasn't for a relatively tame shot that he had at the end of one of those runs, I possibly could have been goal of the month. It was absolutely fantastic. And, we were kind of asking, like, how's Billy Bernardo going to, step into Mattarelli's shoes when he leave? How is he going to compete with Arne Engels for that jersey? If anybody's going to have to, compete with the jersey, it's going to be Arne Engels, unless we were to drop someone like Rio Hatate, who, granted, didn't have his best game. I'll admit that. I mean, I love Rio, but he didn't have his best game in a Celtic shirt. It's kind of weird. He's not really had that many great games against Rangers, to be honest. In the derbies, he's had the one where he announced himself on the scene, where after he just signed and he was absolutely fantastic. He scored both those goals, but he's kind of failed to have a game like that against Rangers since, in my humble opinion. But I think going forward, the midfield three should be Engels, McGregor, and Bernardo for now, until Hatate regains some form, because I just can't get over how good Bernardo was. That is one of the best performances I think I've seen from a player putting a shift in that position, especially against Rangers, in quite a while. Usually we're, singing the praises of Callum McGregor for, this fixture. And granted, he was amazing as well. Got that absolutely beautiful goal. But just to see another player who you can see the hunger in Bernardo, that it's there, that he wants to nail down that position. He wants it to be his. He wants to step up. He wants to prove what he can do. And I know people are like, oh, maybe they don't rate him. He was chosen by Brendan Rodgers to start in the Champions League last season. Granted, he wasn't picked to start in the league, which was a bit, weird and suspect. But he was picked to play the big games. He single-handedly helped us beat Rangers the last 3 times we played them last season. And he's helped us massively this game as well by just pulling out an absolutely wonderful performance. You seen it. It was like a terrier, man. He was just at it all the time. He never gave them time to breathe. He never gave them time on the ball. He was constantly closing down, constantly, harassing and cajoling and getting in their face and just making, the midfield really, really solid. And I hope that this isn't just a flash in the pan. I'm hoping that going forward, Paulo Bernardo continues to, keep up the goodwill that he's getting with the fan base and continues to improve and put in performances like that. And in all honesty, I think he will. I think he's got that in him. You're not, the Portugal under-21 captain for nothing. You're not a product of the Benfica Youth Academy if you can't, step up to the plate. Those are very, very good standards to have before he even came to Celtic. And now he's doing that in the hoops. And I think, for some reason, I don't know why I predicted Pal might have a good season. Score that out, chalk that off. I didn't mean to say Palma, I meant to say Paolo. But I think Bernardo's going to have, a really, really good season. I think he's going to be the one to almost announce himself, even though he's already been here. But, you know what I'm saying? Really, really nail down that position and show what we can do domestically and in Europe as well. I've just got that feeling about him. But yeah, I want to give a quick shout out and an apology to Liam Scales again. I feel like, honestly, honestly, you could make a fucking omelette with the amount of egg on my face that has happened with me criticising Liam Scales, because I keep saying he's not good enough time and time again, he steps up in these games. He was absolutely solid at the back. I would say he was arguably better than Carter Vickers, and that's not the first time that's happened in a Celtic Rangers game. It happened last season as well. He was arguably better than Carter Vickers. He was so strong in the air. He was so, composed at the back. Defensively, he was absolutely 100% sound. It's just, the wee bits here and there when he's passing out from the back, he maybe doesn't look 100% comfortable. No, but as his main sole purpose as a defender, I genuinely can't fault him now. He's actually been very, very good this season. And, looks like he might be, batting someone else away trying to come for his jersey, being the new signing in Austin Trusty. Now, I do believe that Austin Trusty will more than likely eventually become the first choice for that position. But if that's the case, Liam Scales is an absolutely fabulous choice to have as backup. I have doubted him. I have criticised him. I've borderline insulted him at times. Nothing personal, Liam, but that's just the way that, I go on. And I am sorry. I am so sorry that I doubted you last season. I think he's been fabulous. And it just goes to show what I know, Never again will I take anybody else's judgment other than Brendan Rodgers, because like he said last season, he was the biggest surprise he's had of an improvement in a player in his entire career. And it's, it's well earned praise because of what he's done and what he's, stood up to do. And I hope that Scales continues this form, and whether he is a starting centre back going forward in the season or he's not, he's still, gonna, I think, do what he's been doing the entire time. Have his heart on his sleeve and put blood, sweat, and tears into fighting for the jersey and fighting for the club and fighting, for the crest. And that's all you can ask, and that's all I really want from him now. And I hope that he does continue to, live up to his potential as well, which I'm very, very happy to be proven wrong on that again. So yeah, I just wanted to give Scales a little bit of a shout as well. Obviously, got to talk about the midfield maestro, Mr. Callum McGregor, fabulous once again, captain fantastic. He the way he's performing in these games, you look at it and you look at the way he played under Rodgers' tenure the first time. He's almost tailor-made. He was almost tailor-made well before it was even, a thought in our heads about who's going to replace Scott Brown. A lot of people thought it was always going to be Kieran Tierney, but you go back and you look at it, it's 100% obvious it was always going to be Callum McGregor. You just look at the way that he, performs. Epitome of professionalism, excellence, work rate, trying, just doing the basics, but doing the basics to a fucking insane degree, an insane level. He does them at. And you look at it, I said it before, I'll say it again. Since he's announced his retirement from international football, he looks like he's playing with a freedom. He looks like he's playing as if he's had this giant weight lifted off his shoulders. And you're seeing it now. He's having his own bloody goal of the season tournament with himself, man. I mean, he scored 3 absolute crackers. Granted, the one on Sunday took a slight deflection, but geez, oh man, an absolute peach. And the ones he's had before that as well been excellent as well. I don't know if he is, but is he not our top scorer now this season? Because Kyogo's only got 1, Maeda's got 0. I think Hatati's on 2, Kuhn's on, I think, maybe 2. So it's really refreshing to see Callum McGregor. It looks like he's like, not that he was toiling on that, but he was looking fucking knackered last season at points as well. But he looks less tired. He looks fitter. It looks like he can go longer and play for longer and do it at a higher rate. And he looks just more youthful. Not that he's old, by any stretch of the means. I mean, Christ, I can't say it with this fucking face. But do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he looks refreshed. And that's only good for us. Steve Clarke must be kicking himself, for allowing, well, not that he can disallowing, but like for Callum McGregor, hanging up his boots in terms of playing for Scotland. But it's what you come to expect now. This is what I'm saying now does not come as a surprise to anyone. Callum McGregor, throughout his entire tenure as a player, right up until he's been captain, has been nothing but excellent. And in these games especially, you look at him and compare him to the captain across the city. Callum McGregor is a captain. You've seen it with that interview with Luke McCowan that came out after the game. Luke McCowan, boyhood Celtic fan, just got the move of his life. Comes into, that cauldron of an atmosphere, playing against Rangers, the biggest game that he'll probably ever play in his life. His first game for Celtic as well, coming off the bench. And Callum McGregor says to him, he goes, just go and do your thing. He says, I'm with you. That's a captain. That's a guy who you can hang your hat on. That's the guy who, when the chips are down, when the going gets tough, he's got your fucking back. 100% of the time. And that's what we love about him. And that's what we'll continue to see now until he's old and grey. Because trust me, now that he's stopped playing all those extra games, I think it's going to be even longer. I think he could potentially play longer to an older age, being the Celtic captain than what Bruni did. And it potentially could. I don't know how close he is in terms of like honours and stuff like that, but he could, maybe even eclipse Bruni in the things that he managed to do in his tenure as Celtic captain. It'll take a hell of a lot of doing that because growing up, Scott Brown, Bruni was my captain, and in my heart of hearts, he'll always be what I think of when I think of a Celtic captain. But Callum McGregor, god damn, he's a close second, if not equal, man. Honestly, fantastic player. Moving on, we've got the Roadrunner, the Tasmanian Devil. It's Dyson Maeda. Jeez, oh man. You want to talk about work rate? You want to talk about fucking work rate? Jeez, Dyson Maeda again steps up in this fixture. Again steps up to the plate. Scores. Gives their defence fucking nightmares. James Tavernier is waking up like Spud out of Train Spotting, absolutely shitting the bed, having nightmares about Dyson Maeda. I actually feel sorry for James Tavernier because Maeda just terrorises him. He just dogs him the entire game, and he cannot handle him. And it's happening again and again and again and again, and it's going to continue to happen the entire time that Daiza Maeda's here and James Tavernier is over there. And long may it continue, because it is beautiful to watch. It is beautiful to watch. They don't know how to handle that beautiful little blonde Japanese man, who just absolutely works his fucking arse off, and I love it. I love it so much, because that's all we want. No one is saying, right, like Daiza Maeda is the most technically gifted player in a Celtic jersey, but what he does put in is the bloody work and the effort and the trying, to just fight for the fucking jersey, fight for the club that you love, that I love, and that he obviously loves as well. And he's not like an arsehole, like a Todd Cantwell or that, who's out posting shit on social media. He's just a nice, humble family man who, after he's absolutely ripped Rangers a new one. He's got 60,000 Tims going absolutely after he'd on the booze all day. You're getting loving him, giving him his adulation. He just goes home and talks about how it was his son's birthday, and he wanted to score for him, and he thanks all of us for the love and support that we give him. He's in a total enigma of a football player. But the one thing I do want to notice is like, I've noticed a change in him technically as well. And I'm saying he's not technically the best, but technically he looks better. Like, he looks better with the ball at his feet. Some of his touches and that is better. So we've seen it, not in the game against Rangers, but the week before. He's taking the ball around players. He's, when he was starting as a striker, he got two absolutely fantastic goals. Very, full of finesse, goals full of finesse and a bit of silkiness. And you can only put that down to Brendan Rodgers, because God knows Ange never got it. Ange got the work rate, which is fair enough, but every goal he scored was like the most crazy thing ever. It was like, what's that music? It was like something to Benny Hill, It was insanity. Like, how did that even go in? But now he's meaning it. You can see that he's getting that bit of his game back, because granted, he was the top scorer in the J League before he came here. He'd scored more goals than Kyogo. Granted, I think he was playing as a striker then, and Kyogo was playing as a winger, and now they've swapped. Like, now Kyogo's a striker, Daizen's a winger. And he's a striker for the Japan as well, the national team. But yeah, it's nuts. It's like, honestly, I love that man. I love him to bits. And I just think, like, I think he's almost underappreciated in a way, because of just everything he puts in. Now, obviously, you don't see it because he just seems that fit. Mind he had that almost like season-ending injury last season, and 2 weeks later he was like, "Oh, I'm back, I'm up, I'm fine," because he's just like superhuman. I think he's the closest thing we've had at Celtic to like a super athlete that we've probably ever had. Maybe somebody else could be in that category, but off the top of my head, I can't think of it. He is just the epitome of professionalism and effort and just bloody hard work. And I love him for it. Thank you, Dyson. Thank you, Dyson. Arigato. I don't know if you've ever seen that video, but it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That's just what popped into my head there. But now talking about Kyogo. Kyogo, once again, he's been a bit dry up front. You're like, oh, is he ever going to score? What's wrong with him? Oh, there's something wrong with him, something right with him. Just let him play against Rangers every week, and he'll score. He loves a goal against Rangers, and he is the best striker we've had since Larsson in the modern age. He is. No one's saying he's like Larsson. No one's saying he's anywhere near as good as him. No chance. But he is arguably the best we've had since him. You look at I feel like I'm saying this for every single player tonight, but it's like the collective effort. You look at him. He's up in Rangers' half. Rangers get the ball, in the overturn. He sprints back about 70 yards to make a tackle on the Rangers player and win the ball back, to then recycle it and get it back in a possession and get it further up the pitch. That's what he gives you. Even if he's carrying a fucking knock. That's what he gives you. And you look at the goals as well. Another goal. He doesn't even have to blast this one. He just takes, just passes it into the back of the net. And just blink, in. There you go. Bob's your uncle. Pass Butland again, who once again dropped an absolute stinker. You know. But no one will mention that. Best, goalie in the league, mind you. Letting another 3 goals against Celtic. But aye, Kyogo, I'm hoping he's going to take a bit of, vim and vigour from this, and that he's going to start scoring the goals again. I'm desperate to see Maeda come on and score. I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if it's just because he's so rusty, and he didn't obviously have a pre-season with us. But yeah, I'm hoping that just from this result that we just continue to build momentum. Obviously, the international breaks came, so we've got like a week till we get back to playing. But it's I feel that always happens. We always get like an international break or something like comes up just as we're starting to like really, really, really hit our stride, and it's like, oh, international break, oh, international break, oh, international break again. There's no need for this. This is when I get annoyed with it. Like with international breaks. I love my country. I love supporting Scotland as much as the next guy. But I'd rather see Celtic. But yeah, so shall we discuss the meltdown? Shall we talk about it? I think we should. The meltdown, and what did I tell you? What did I tell you? I told you in the Saturday Blether. I told you. I said, if we beat them, right, we put 3 or 4 past them, they don't respond, watch the absolute meltdown that will ensue after it. Who was right again? Conor. I was right. I told you, lump all your money on Aberdeen finishing second. Rangers are dog shit. They are garbage. They are genuinely one of the worst teams I think I've seen play in the league this season. Hibs skied us a better game. And Hibs are stinking. Hibs skied us a better game, genuinely. And Hibs are awful. Like, have you been listening on, the super scoreboard I have, just get all the tears and inject them into your veins because it's absolutely fabulous. You're watching their absolute spoofery a manager, the Belgian waffler, coming out again and hitting it with the same shit. Oh, we had 4 shots on target. They had 4 shots on target. The gap is not that big. It was a 52% possession, 47% possession. Just fucking admit his word shit. Rangers fans don't even want to hear that, and they're now, mutinying it as well. They are now turning on him, and it's glorious to see. And they idiots gave him a contract extension as well. Long may it continue. He is a worse manager, right, than Beale. I'm telling you that for nothing. He is a worse manager than Michael Beale. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst was probably the best thing to happen to Rangers in a while in terms of manager-wise. He was a better manager than Steven Gerrard as well. And they sacked him because Ange, obviously, handed him his arse. Which, it's not no many managers in the league could come up against Ange and get a result. You should have stuck with Gio Gels. But, he's a major bed, so you got to lie in it. And, you're seeing it now, and it's just like Chris Boyd is just absolutely like, he looks so depressed. Chris Boyd looks like he's just been told that, he's in his last packet of Monster Munch and there's none left. It's absolutely fabulous just watching the tears. They're outside Ibrox screaming at the players like, Dav, you're fucking shite, you're a fucking coward. Fucking bring them out. What was the guy in Super Scoreboard said? He said, I went up there and I tore my season ticket in front of them. Well, how did you do that? It's a card. Hangs up. Amazing scenes. And they're now starting to understand. They're now saying, we are so far back behind Celtic. We're so behind them. We'll probably never catch them for the next 20 or so years. And it's quite sad. I'm quite like, oh, come on, Gers. Where's like the bile and the hatred? Where's the we were cheated, dirty Tims and all the rest of it. Where's the whole, like, you know, rage and phobia to the mouth that comes with you when you're usually hammered by us? You know, I'm feeling quite sad. I'm feeling quite sorry for them now. Oh, scratch that. No, I'm not. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, but my God, it's good. And it's only going to continue to grow from here. Watch their results this season. They'll they'll be lucky to finish second this season. Genuinely, they'll be lucky to finish second. They could go out in the next round of the cup. They really could go out in the next round of the cup. They've got a much harder draw than us. Granted, Falkirk are nae mugs. They've been very, very good the last couple of years, and they've been playing very, very well. But my God, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful to watch. Just sit and watch them, just absolutely like cave in. They're now calling themselves the Espanol of Glasgow. They're sitting saying they don't know what's going on. They don't have any faith in the manager. Their signings are terrible. They're skint. They've got no money. Just comment down below your favourite example of the meltdown that's been going on the past couple of days, because there's too many to count. And, you know, there was that many. I couldn't sit here and then save like my favourite ones and just come on and talk about them, because it would take me too long. I'd be here all night. But yeah, it's, you know, it's been nothing short of like a long time coming. They narrowly escaped quite a few dodgy results when Philippe Clement came in last season. And if you don't remember it, go back and have a look. They were just beating teams by a ball hair, and they were getting goals back against us and that. And that's how he was able to come out and spout the piss about, oh, they only ever beat us by a 1 goal margin. Yeah, but you never beat us. You actually never beat us once. The most you could get was a draw at Ibrox. And in which a game where you got a penalty for nothing. Can't say the same now. We went and beat East 3-0. It could have been about 6 or 7. Let's be totally frank. If that scoreline could have been whatever we wanted it to be, if Celtic really put the foot down, which we were more than capable of doing. We just didn't need to. We didn't even really need to try that hard to beat Rangers, our greatest rivals on paper. We didn't even need to try that hard to beat them, which is insane. It's almost kind of making a mockery of the fixture now, because we just beat them so many times, and it's just so easy. Now, I could look like an idiot, like, come the end of the season saying all this stuff, because, you know, in football, you never know what's going to happen. You know, the next hiccup's right around the corner. Come on. The writing's on the wall. The writings were on the wall since they couldn't play in Ibrox, since they got no money, since, you know, they managed to scrape a draw with Hearts at the start of the season, since they got pumped out of Europe by a team of absolute nobodies. It's been coming since pre-season, where they got getting beat off teams like Birmingham. It's been coming, and I've been sitting there licking my lips, salivating, waiting for it to come. You know, and it's came, and it is delicious. The tears are delicious. They're scrumdiddly umptious, and I love it. I love every single morsel and drop I can get out of these orange tears, and I love it. I love it. It's so good. But yeah, I genuinely do think though that this result is going to have such a massive impact on our season, and such a negative impact on theirs as well. They look beaten. They look like a broken team, mentally, physically, and in terms of being a team. They just look so far off the mark, and we just look so, you know, resolute in our teamwork, and like the brotherhood, the fires of, you know, friendship, and being a team inside, you know, that derby, inside what we're trying to do, and hopefully we'll take it forward into you know, the new format of the Champions League, in which I do, you know, for better judgment or for worse, I don't know where I'm getting it from, because I'm usually a negative Nelly, and I'm usually down in the dumps about Europe and stuff like that, because we're never ever properly backed. But I am really, really got a feeling that we could do something this season. I'm not saying we're going to get to the latter stages. I'm just saying, you know, we could potentially get out this group and maybe win a knockout tie and make a bit of history and really, really perform and show people what we can do and put Celtic back on the map again. And that's just what I hope can happen. I can believe it's there. I believe in Rodgers. I believe in the team. I believe in these players. But that's all to come in the future. We've got, an international break coming up, so we've got a wee while to sit and reflect on things. I don't know how much content is going to be coming out over the next wee while, because what's there really going to be there to talk about? All the guys are going to be playing, for the respective nations. So barring any, fingers crossed, knock on wood, any injury crises that end up sprouting up and, we're left without a team, barring anything horrible like that happening, there's not really going to be much to talk about. But do you know what I do, guys? Just chill. Just relax. Just sit back. Go into the follow forum. Go into Twitter. Keep listening to the Super Scoreboard. And just enjoy the meltdown. Because I've got a funny feeling that it's not going to end anytime soon. We've just handed them their fucking arse on a plate. And they've got to sit and stew on that for a week. They've got to sit and look at their players, look at their manager, with questions and concerns, and no faith. They've got no faith in him. They're arguing with each other on Twitter. They're saying, what are you talking about? They don't believe in their players. They don't believe in the manager. So just enjoy it, guys. Just enjoy. Like I say, when we win the league, and then, every season, and we've got the summer, or at least a week or whatever, after we win the league and win the cup and whatever, just enjoy it for that wee bit. And then it's back to business. So up until the guys come back for international break and stuff like that, I'll just advise you guys, just enjoy it. Enjoy the meltdown. Enjoy their tears. Enjoy winding them up, to no end. Enjoy reeling them in at work and whatever it is you do. Don't be a dick about it. I'll put that out there. Don't be a dick about it. Don't be like disrespectful or sectarian or whatever. None of that stuff. Nobody wants to see that. It's horrible. But just have a good laugh. Just enjoy it. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to love every second of it. You know me. But anyway, guys, that's been the Carpool. I hope you've enjoyed this wee impromptu episode. If you have enjoyed, please don't forget, like, share, subscribe down below. Click the share button. Click the wee bell for notifications to get notified whenever we do go live, whenever we do get new episodes put up. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, all your other podcasting networks. Go on Twitter, Instagram. You'll find us all there. Become a Bhoycie Bus member as well. The option's also there. And use the code BUS1888 on piesports.com up in the corner there. So anyway, guys, have a good night. I'll see you later on, okay?